From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network, Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for January 31st, 2018. I'm Chelsea Law.
And I'm Anna Kate Patterson. Thank you for joining us this evening. Troy University Student Government Association is getting ready to add some new members to the Senate as they also prepare for Big Sports Weekend here at Troy. Brianna Jones has the details from last night's meeting.
As usual, the Student Government Association held its meeting Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Normally held in Hawkins Hall Auditorium, it was held this time in Bibb Graves. Senators once again motioned for activities that promote student body participation. This week, the SGA is asking for help on an event coming up this Saturday.
So this semester, the SGA is really excited. We've got some really awesome events to start the semester out with. First off, this coming Saturday, there's the whiteout game. The girls tip off at 2 and the boys tip off at 4:15. We want the whole student body and everyone that comes to the game to wear white. We're really trying to push for basketball games to be a lot of fun and a lot of excitement. Students who come early, they're going to get their free white t-shirts, and then a bunch of people are going to also get rally rags.
3 new organizations were discussed at the meeting in which senators will vote on next week.
The 3 clubs we talked about today were Pendulum, Black Exceeding Group, and Troy Cursive Students Group. And those are just 3 different clubs that we will vote on next week to implement them here on campus for students to be able to get involved.
Reynolds and other senators say they have been working hard this semester for the happiness of students and encourage them to visit some of their web pages for any questions.
We encourage all the students to go and like the Troy Students Facebook page. A lot of events get posted in there. Different events happening on campus get posted in there. That's a really good way for students to find out about what's going on campus. And we'd also encourage them to go like the Troy Student Government Association Facebook page.
In another order of business, students are now awaiting results from an election held this morning via email.
Students were encouraged to vote this morning from 8 to 5. There was a link sent to their Troy email. 23 candidates were running for 6 open spots in the SGA.
Brianna Jones, Troy TrojanVision News.
The SGA meets every Tuesday night at 6:30.
Opioids are drugs that act on the nervous system to relieve pain, and the abuse of those drugs is also one of the most prevalent topics in today's society. Today, Troy faculty and students were able to learn more about the opioid epidemic during the afternoon's Talk of Troy.
The opioid crisis is affecting America because we don't really know how to handle it.
This week's Talk of Troy event focused on a topic that has been headlining the news, the opioid epidemic. Students and teachers gathered on Wednesday afternoon to learn more about this epidemic and discuss their opinions on what should be done.
Over 42,000 people in the past year passing away from opioid overdoses, and so it's a serious issue when you compare it to other issues that are getting much more attention.
According to research done by the CDC, Alabama is not currently one of the major states that has the most deaths from opioids. In 2016, the age-adjusted rate of drug overdose deaths from the state was 16.1 to 18.5. Though that's not as high as other states, Herman said that Alabama residents should still be concerned.
When we look at the data, we see that Alabama doesn't face as serious of an issue as some other states might. But we're still all a part of one larger community, and there's always the chance that we might move off to one of these states that does have a very serious issue like this.
Though on October 26, President Trump declared the opioid epidemic a public health emergency with promises to tackle drug addiction, Herman still believes that it is not receiving the attention it needs.
The opioid epidemic is something that is fierce and it's serious, and I think there's not enough attention given to it.
The next Talk of Troy has yet to be scheduled, but you can get updates on civic engagement activities by following them on Twitter at Troy_service.
Troy University's Rosa Parks Museum will hold a red carpet event for a new documentary film on the civil rights movement tomorrow night. A screening of the TV One production Behind the Movement, the story behind the rise of the Montgomery bus boycott, will be held at the Rosa Parks Museum as a part of the museum's celebration of Parks' birthday. The made-for-TV movie will explore the origins of the civil rights movement. The screening will begin at 6 p.m. and be followed by a question and answer period in the museum's auditorium. A red carpet and media event will be held at 5 p.m. The event is free, but due to limited seating, tickets are needed. In addition to Thursday's movie screening, the museum will continue the celebration of what would have been Park's 105th birthday on Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with free admission to the museum.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy Trojan Vision News.
Hello and welcome back to Trojan Vision Sports. I'm Sarah Drake. Two of Troy's baseball players have been honored with preseason awards. The league announced Wednesday that Andrew Crane has been named the Sunbelt Preseason Pitcher of the Year. He and outfielder Brandon Lockridge were both selected to the preseason All-Sunbelt team as well. Crane set a school and conference record with 40 consecutive scoreless innings, not allowing a run from March 31st to May 22nd. Lockridge is one of 3 Trojans to set in all 56 games of the season and led the league in hits per game and ranked second in hits with 83. He posted a team high and conference 5th best batting average, and his 61 singles were the 8th most in a single season in Troy history. And both Lockridge and Crane explain what they are doing to prepare for the upcoming season.
I'm just going to go out there and do the best I can for my teammates and try to give us the best chance to win every night and go out there and the ball's in my hand, just as everyone else would do on the team.
I think fundamentally we just need to, work on the basics, not trying to do too much, get out here and every day try to improve on something.
Crane, Lockridge, and the rest of the Trojan baseball team start their season off on February 16th at Riddle Pace Field against UT Martin. The Trojans could also get a boost on offense with the return of outfielder Joey Dennison, who, after sitting out in 2017, looks to finish his career at Riddle Pace this season. Nick Brooks has the story.
The Trojan baseball team starts their season in just over 2 weeks, and a familiar face in Joey Dennison returns for the Trojans after missing most of the last season with a wrist injury.
I'm super excited to get back to some competitive baseball. It's been a while, but I've been practicing and doing everything full go, so shouldn't miss a step.
Head coach Mark Smart talks about Dennison getting a second chance on his senior season.
I hate he missed out on his first senior year. This is his second run at it. We all saw last year he played injured for about a month, and he couldn't perform like Joey Dennison. So he's healthy. He's in a great place mentally, physically.
Head coach Smart and catcher Chase Smart talk about what Dennison brings to the diamond.
Losing him last year was a blow to our team, and the health and his overall ability, not only as a player but as a clubhouse guy, leader, team leader, I think it's going to play a prominent role on our team. His production, I think, will be back, and that's going to be a much-needed piece for this team.
He's the guy that he's setting an example of doing everything the right way. He's a leader, like everybody would say. He is the captain of the team.
Chase Smart talks about what he looks forward to the most with Dennison back on the field.
I'm glad to have him back because now we got one more chance to play together back in the high school.
Dennison looks to build off of his impressive junior season. Nick Brooks, Troy, Trojan Vision Sports.
Fans will get the chance to see Dennison back in a Trojan uniform this Saturday at Fan Day at Riddle Pace Field at 11 a.m. Both baseball and softball teams will be present to meet with fans. Many Trojan track and field athletes saw success this past weekend at the KMS Invite, as many individuals set personal bests and etched their name in the school record books. The team will look to continue to improve this season as they make the long trip away from Birmingham this Friday and Saturday as they travel to compete in the Camel City Invitational in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And head coach Elliott Blount explains why he thinks this will be a great trip for the team.
It's great for bonding. We'll hop on that bus, 6 o'clock on Thursday to head up there. We'll stop, Trader Joe's, shake out, have a lunch. I think it's a great trip just for team camaraderie. Like I said, we're taking those who we feel right now have the ability to compete at conference, and we just kind of want to get them, out of this, environment a little bit, spend some time together, in a competition setting, and hopefully that will bode well for us, come conference.
The team's next competition before the Sunbelt Indoor Championship start will be next Friday at the Sanford Open in Birmingham.